The climate continues to present us with more unexpected challenges. We often don't consider the potential consequences of various climatic anomalies. However, the events that unfolded last week, from February 5th to 11th, clearly demonstrated what this can lead to. USA. Starting on February 6th, a powerful winter storm struck vast areas of the United States, from Tennessee to New England. The storm brought heavy rainfall and snowfall, ice, and even tornadoes. In the mid-Atlantic region, after the freezing rain, many objects were covered with a thick layer of ice, reaching 11 millimeters. More than 90,000 homes were left without electricity due to the fall of ice-covered trees onto power lines. Due to the icy conditions, numerous traffic accidents occurred. Hundreds of flights were canceled or delayed, especially at the airports in Philadelphia, Washington, Boston, and New York. In some states, a rare meteorological phenomenon called thunder ice was observed, where freezing rain was accompanied by lightning strikes and thunderclaps. In West Virginia, rivers overflowed after heavy rainfall. Rescue services had to conduct dozens of operations to evacuate people from flooded areas. Several tornadoes passed through Kentucky. In Tennessee, a powerful EF2 tornado claimed the lives of 2 people, and 3 others were injured. Another powerful winter storm struck the northeastern regions of the United States on February 8th to 9th. In some areas, the snow cover reached 30 centimeters. In Minneapolis, a state of emergency was declared due to the snowfall. By February 11th, the cities of Washington, Baltimore, and nearby areas were blanketed with snow from yet another storm.
A side street, and tonight for one Baltimore.
In the District of Columbia, an incredible 10 centimeters of snow fell in just 4 hours, leading to a transportation collapse and delaying hundreds of flights at Reagan Airport. Due to the snowfall in Virginia and Maryland, there was complete chaos on the roads. Over 850 accidents occurred in just one day. An anticyclone of incredible size formed over Siberia, extending more than 8,000 kilometers, from the British Isles to the Russian Far East. Russia. This anticyclone, referred to by some specialists as the barometric monster, brought numerous records of high atmospheric pressure to the European part of Russia. On February 8th in St. Petersburg, the pressure exceeded 1,055 hectopascals. This became the highest value for February in the city's entire history of observations. The abnormally high atmospheric pressure caused by the anticyclone affected not only the health of weather-sensitive individuals, but also the machinery. In some cars, the check engine indicator was triggered. Experts suggest that the cause of this could be the overload of the turbocharger pressure sensor due to the abnormally high atmospheric pressure. All flights of Sukhoi Superjet 100 airliners were cancelled at Pulkovo Airport because the critical instruments of these aircraft are not designed to operate at pressures above 1,050 hectopascals. A record barometric maximum for February in the 21st century was also recorded in Moscow. The atmospheric pressure in the city, with a norm of 996 hectopascals for February in the region, reached nearly 1,035 hectopascals. Despite the fact that an anticyclone typically brings clear, frosty weather in winter, this time, with atmospheric pressure exceeding the norm by 30 units, the sky over the Moscow region was covered with dense clouds, and snow even fell, contrary to the forecasts. This anomaly puzzled specialists. Iceland. On February 5th to 6th, one of the strongest storms in recent years hit Iceland, coming from the south. A red alert for danger was issued across nearly the entire country. A mountain weather station in eastern Iceland recorded a record wind gust of 66.3 meters per second, the highest value recorded in the last 24 years. At 77 stations across the country, wind gusts exceeded 40 meters per second. As a result of the raging storm, dozens of flights were cancelled at Keflavik International Airport. The storm caused significant damage to the country's infrastructure, damaging fiber optic and electrical cables. Residential buildings also suffered. The wind shattered windows, tore off roofs, and heavy rainfall caused flooding of streets and basements. An absolutely rare phenomenon, especially in the winter months, was observed across Iceland. The storm was accompanied by thunder and lightning. Japan.
Japan will continue to have blizzard conditions the next 5 days behind a low-pressure system as ocean affects snow.
A low-pressure system across a vast area of Japan caused record snowfall. The areas along the Sea of Japan were especially hard hit. Over the course of 2 days, 129 centimeters of snow fell, marking the highest amount since meteorological observations began. In the city of Obihiro, Hokkaido Prefecture, 120 centimeters of snow fell in just 12 hours. This amount set a historic national record. Experts warned that if such intense snowfall continues for 3 more days, the roofs of many buildings may not be able to withstand the weight of the accumulated snow. After several days of heavy snow, snowdrifts in some areas exceeded 4 meters in height. As a result of the storm's fury, expressways and national roads were closed. In the Okunoto region, the use of snow-melting equipment became impossible because more than 90% of the roads equipped with the snow-melting system were damaged during the M7.6 earthquake on January 1st, 2024. China. A massive landslide occurred in the village of Jinping in Sichuan Province, China, on February 8th. It buried 10 houses and 1 industrial building under earth and rock debris. 2 people were injured, and more than 200 were evacuated to a safe location. The challenging geological conditions at the disaster site complicated the search and rescue operations. Rescuers had to work on unstable ground, with rocks periodically falling from the mountain. According to official reports, 1 person was killed and 28 others are still missing. Iran. In the first decade of February, a cold wave accompanied by heavy rains and snowstorms hit many regions of Iran, causing flooding. In the city of Elaim, thunderstorms with lightning occurred during the snowfall. In some areas, snowdrifts reached a height of 80 centimeters. 2,500 people were rescued from snow traps on the roads. In Kurdistan province, the air temperature dropped to an abnormally low level, reaching minus 21 degrees Celsius. In Gilan province, heavy rains caused rivers to overflow and led to widespread flooding. In the city of Rasht, a record amount of precipitation fell in just 24 hours, 107 millimeters. At least 2,000 households were affected. Middle East. Since February 5th, a low-pressure system with cold polar air masses has struck the countries of the Middle East. This phenomenon led to a sharp drop in temperature, especially in mountainous areas, where temperatures in some places dropped below 0 degrees Celsius. In Lebanon, in the Bekaa Valley, heavy snowfall led to the closure of several roads. In Jordan, the northern and central regions of the country were affected by heavy precipitation. In the Ajloun area, the amount of rainfall was 1.5 times the monthly norm. At the same time, snow began falling in the mountains. In the southeast of the country, the rains were accompanied by lightning, hail, and strong winds with gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. In the Maan region on February 6th, a severe sandstorm reduced visibility on the roads to near zero in some areas, leading to the closure of certain highways. In the center of Maan, hurricane force winds uprooted trees and threw them onto power lines, shattered car windows, and ripped water containers and panels off building roofs. In Israel, the storm brought a sharp drop in temperature. One person died from hypothermia, and another was hospitalized in critical condition. Fallen trees and power line poles, toppled by strong winds, caused traffic blockages on the highway. Brazil. In the Brazilian state of Pernambuco, 2 days of heavy rainfall triggered flooding and numerous landslides. In the city of Recife, the monthly rainfall total fell within just 3 hours. In just 48 hours, 200 millimeters of rain fell in the city, setting an absolute record for February in the history of weather observations in Recife. Due to the fury of the storm, school sessions were suspended, and government offices and shopping centers were closed. The Central Metro line in Recife, used daily by 150,000 passengers, was shut down. 18 municipalities in the greater Recife area were left without water supply, either partially or completely. Sadly, the storm claimed the lives of 7 people. Caribbean region. A powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 struck the Caribbean Sea on February 8th, near the Cayman Islands. The tremors were felt in Puerto Rico, Honduras, Cuba, the Virgin Islands, and other regions. Initially, a tsunami warning was issued for 20 countries and islands, but the warning was later lifted. Time and again, events have shown that humanity knows too little about what's happening with the climate and is unprepared for the emergence of new, natural anomalies. Do you think any car owner could have predicted that an anticyclone would lead to such issues? However, this is far from the most serious consequence. In our society, everything, including vital infrastructure, operates based on electronics, which can malfunction due to the impact of natural phenomena. Currently, we are witnessing only a small fraction of the hidden dangers, the number of which will increase as climate catastrophes worsen. Our task is to be prepared for the upcoming catastrophes, and for that, it is crucial to unite the scientific potential of the entire world to more deeply study the root causes of the climate crisis, identify all its potential threats, and most importantly, find ways to resolve it once and for all.